was in college, I was dirt poor, and I dated a guy who was richer than God. It was a love story that made no sense from any angle, and no one thought it would last. Not even him. This is just a bit of fun, he'd said. Nothing serious. So when I broke up with him, to save the last shred of my pride, I lied. I told him I'd fallen for someone else, that I didn't want him anymore. His eyes, usually so cool and steady, burned with a furious crimson, edged hurt. He told me if I walked out that door, I'd better not live to regret it. I never looked back. But 5 years later, due to work circumstances, we met again. The day the director announced our main investor was visiting the set, the name Landon Ford never once crossed my mind. At that moment, my back was to him as I ran lines with another actor. He was standing by the monitors, surrounded by a deferential cluster of suits, only a few feet away. A nervous lump formed in my throat. My fingers tightened on my script, the pages crinkling under the pressure, leaving deep creases. Thankfully, the producer scurried over with the film's lead actress in tow. "Mr. Ford," he said, his voice dripping with sycophancy, "I'd like you to meet our star. She's one of the hottest new talents in the industry." The woman, her makeup flawless, offered Landon a practiced, gentle smile. "Mr. Ford, we met once at a gala. I don't know if you remember?" Landon barely glanced at her. A flicker of his eyes his only acknowledgement. He didn't offer her a single courtesy. His gaze was locked on the monitor in front of him, his eyes dark and intense. For a split second, it was like watching a storm surge across a vast ocean, only to be swallowed by an unnerving calm. The producer, left hanging, nervously followed his line of sight to the screen. "Mr. Ford," he ventured carefully, "is something wrong?" A cool, thin smile touched the corner of Landon's mouth. "Number, I just saw someone I know." The casual words, tossed out so carelessly, made the muscles in my back seize. A cold knot of panic tightened in my stomach. "Oh, an old friend on our set." The producer's face lit up, practically glowing with delight. "Who might that be?" In that instant, I felt a dozen pairs of eyes sweeping over the set, searching. Then Landon's voice, as cool and sharp as ever, cut through the air. Her, Pippa!" The young actress standing across from me gasped. I just blinked, my mind struggling to catch up. The producer practically sprinted over, nudging me aside to enthusiastically guide Pippa toward Landon. Watching them talk, a familiarity in their exchange, the breath I'd been holding finally escaped in a silent, shaky rush. Thank God he wasn't talking about me. All these years had passed. An awkward reunion with an ex-boyfriend felt, not just click-fey, but deeply unwelcome. Besides, they genuinely seemed to know each other. Even when Pippa, pushed in front of him, complained, "Hey, I was in the middle of running lines. What do you want?" Landon's response was a lazy smirk. "Your brother told me to tell you to stop playing movie star and come home." He was nothing like the short-tempered tyrant people whispered about. The producer's beaming face was proof enough of that. Their meeting was going swimmingly. So swimmingly that when the producer and director suggested they all continue the conversation over dinner, Landon didn't refuse. I watched their retreating backs, my body finally unclenching. I carefully smoothed out the mangled script in my hands and let out a long, slow sigh. Somehow, I'd survived the day. But just as she was about to turn the corner, Pippa glanced back over her shoulder. "Willa?" she called out, her voice bright and full of energy. "Do you want to come to dinner with us?" For the first time in my life, I understood what it felt like for time to freeze. When the world snapped back into focus, I ducked my head, letting my hair fall forward to hide my face. "No, thanks. You guys go ahead. I have plans tonight." I turned and walked away, my steps hurried, almost fleeing. I had no idea if Landon had recognized me. The lighting on set was dim. Maybe he hadn't gotten a clear look, or